Good morning. Welcome to week 2 of the Winter Club from Renee's House of Quilting. Today I'm going to go over the project, the ironing board caddy, which is in the book, Weekend Sewing from Annie's Sewing. For this project, you will need fabric for the front of your ironing board caddy. I use this one. You'll need fabric for the back and binding. You'll need fabric for your pockets down here, so I use that. You also need Velcro. This is 1-inch Velcro. You need, I think, 3.5 inches of that. You're going to need some batting, and you're going to need some stuffing. And you're going to need temporary spray adhesive. This is optional. You also need a walking foot for your sewing machine. This is not optional. You'll have trouble trying to quilt if you don't have a walking foot. You also need, you see this little pincushion here. It's made of, I believe they're 2.5-inch squares sewn together, so you'll need an assortment of fabrics. I use some left over from other projects, and that's what I use to make the pincushion. You also need a piece of fabric for the back of the pincushion. The instructions are pretty good, with the exception of what they tell you in the book is it says backing to size, whatever that meant. But in the material list, they tell you to buy 1/2 yard of the tan fabric. So this tan dot, they tell you to buy 1/2 yard, and they use that for the binding. That's more than you need for the binding. If you go to the video, the still video that I've attached to this video, there is a cutting diagram so that you can take that 1/2 yard of fabric. You can get your binding out of that. You can get your backing out of it. So I got the backing out of it, I got the binding out of it, and the binding for here. There was nothing left over. A couple little pieces, which I apparently tossed because I couldn't even show them to you. So you have like 2 1-inch strips maybe, I think, left over. So if you go to the instructions listed below, I give you a diagram that shows you exactly how to cut that fabric, that 1/2 yard, into, like I said, the binding, the backing, and the binding for your pockets, so you don't have to buy additional fabric. The other thing that I go over in those still video is I show you how to spray baste your 3 layers together. That's what I do. So I spray the backing, the batting, and the front together, smooth it all out, and then this is just simple quilting. Probably can't see it real good, but there's 1, 2, 3 just straight lines. I cleverly went down here and about went cross-eyed trying to do it, so you could just draw a line. 3 lines of quilting is adequate. This isn't something that's going to be used a lot other than draped over your ironing board, so I figured 3 lines was plenty. Again, I show you the little trick about making the pillow out of batting and then putting the fiber fill in that. Did I mention that you needed fiber fill? Anyways, you do need some fiber fill. So again, I made the little pocket, stuffed my pincushion. The other thing that I tell you is this is the hook and loop side. So this is the part that really wants to grab everything, wants to pick up all the stray threads and stick to you and stick to everything else. While when I finished making this, I took this back piece of Velcro and just laid it across here so that would keep this out of harm's way when I was trying to finish the project. Another tip that I could share with you is when I sew on Velcro, first of all, I try to pin it sparingly. It's hard to put pins through this and your project. Also, I sew it on with a walking foot. I find that that works easier for me, so sew it on with a walking foot. I wanted to show you some of the panels that Renee carries in her store. This is a beautiful Christmas one. I'm going to try to go up closer to it so that you can see the glitz that they put on there. Those are those hot fix crystals that you put on. There's a couple of different types. I'm not sure which ones were used here, but it adds a lot of elegance to a already pretty panel. Her panels are packaged like that. She does have the directions at the store for you to make this pretty wall hanging, or it actually, I thought it would be beautiful hung on a front door. These are some of the other panels that she has, and there's just a few of the other ones that she has at the store. The one on the right that has a zinnia on it, actually they're huge flowers that you could make into pillows or just a wall hanging. This one next to it is a big panel. It's 42 by 43, and it's a beautiful one that you could just quilt the center of it and make a wall hanging. This one is a pretty little fall one that has a chickadee, my favorite. This one is the sheep that could be the center of a wall hanging. And then of course she has beautiful Christmas ones. The one that's over here draped is to me just something that you could stretch on a canvas. It's so beautiful the way it is. And again, that's another big panel that she carries at the store. Panels are different prices. For example, this one that's 42 by 43 is $18.49, but with your 15% off for your winter club discount, it would be, can't read my writing, $15.72. So you save almost $3 there. This one, which would be $9.99, would be $8.49 with your discount. So that discount card does help you get other things. You know, she generously let you use it on anything in the store unless it was already on sale. I apologize that I'm so late with this video. We had some COVID difficulties, we'll say. We were going to do it Thursday, then we decided we shouldn't do it because of COVID. We should kind of stay apart. And I ordered this equipment, and then I didn't read all the words. Anyways, I apologize. I hope that you enjoy making the ironing board caddy. I'm looking forward to using this one. Now that I've showed it, I can put it on my ironing board. Again, if you have any questions, anything I can help you with, my email address will be below, or you can get a hold of Renee at the store. Again, it's Renee's House of Quilting, and thank you so much for your time. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.